What is going on, YouTube? It's DeAaron back at it again with another season of NBA Kicks, the show where we count down the top 10 best sneakers in the NBA every single week of the season. We're back, and we are back with a strong list because this list is basically taking into account the first month of the season. So if a shoe made this list, that means it'd be out a lot of other great sneakers, more so than a normal episode. So these 10 kicks are incredibly strong, but I do want to shout out my boy Morant, who has informed me that his doctor said the only cure to his terminal condition is more DeAaron videos. So Morant, don't worry, bud, you're about to get cured because a new season of NBA Kicks starts right now. Starting off the list at number 10 is Kelly Oubre with the All-Star BB Shift CX. Kelly Oubre has been rocking multiple colorways of Converse's newest on-court silhouette, which uses their CX foam as well as their Air Zoom unit in the forefoot, because remember, Nike owns Converse, so they share technology. Now, out of all the colorways that Oubre has debuted, I'm gonna pick these purple, black, and silver joints, not only because I think they pop the most, but the upper on this particular colorway looks like it uses a knitted or woven material as opposed to the standard synthetic upper that the other colorways use. Now, that could just be the material playing tricks on my eyes, but Converse has earned the benefit of the doubt for me because they've been consistently dropping great encore performers ever since they got back into the encore game a few seasons ago. But Converse, where is the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander signature silhouette? I mean, I think he's earned it, right? Next up at number 9 is Jaylen Brown with the 741 Performance Rover. It's about time we talked about these. If you didn't know already, Jaylen Brown has started his own performance brand named 741 Performance. And while doing so, he's taking direct shots at the giants in the business, which seem to fit in with his brand's mission, which is to give athletes more control and ownership over their brands. It's a novel idea with good intentions, but if you push that aside, I want to hear from you guys what you think about the product. For me, I actually really like how these look visually. I love those iridescent dot things on the upper. I think it's modern, it's trendy, and it looks great. It gives the shoe a unique look. I also think the shape of the silhouette is refined as well. It doesn't look like something from a new startup company. It looks like something Nike would put out. If these came out as the Nike Jaw 2s, I think we'd all question where the swoosh is, but we wouldn't question that it's a Nike product. That's how refined I think the look of this silhouette is, but I do have some reservations on how it'll perform. The Rover costs $200, which is probably the price that they have to make it to turn a profit, not because they're using luxury materials or because it's packed with a ton of bleeding edge technology. Again, this is a new brand, it's kind of a startup, so you're definitely paying a premium for it. But with that being said, it still does use an engineered knitted material for the upper, which sounds great and does look very comfortable, but the cushioning is what they're calling hypergravity critical EVA, which is unproven, and the outsole has what they call proprietary translucent rubber. I'm not so sure what makes it so proprietary, but other than that, everything else seems pretty basic, but they do seem to be working out for Jaylen Brown, so I'm sure the performance is up to par. But for $200, the only way I could see these becoming a real thing is if the performance is just out of this world, making them a must try. Next up at number 8 is LeBron James with the LeBron Next Gen Amped PE. By far the best story in the league so far this season is LeBron James and Bronny James gracing the floor at the same time, which for me as an NBA fan is one of the coolest things that I've ever seen. During that historic moment, Bronny laced up this dark purple colorway, which features a reflective material on the swoosh, as well as some personal touches such as his jersey number, which truly make these feel like a player exclusive. Overall, I just really love the look of this shoe, the dark purple, the candy finish, the personalized touches, the font that they use for Bronny's jersey number. All of that paired with the classic Lakers purple and gold, it just hits for me as a Laker fan, a basketball fan, and just a sports fan in general. Coming in at number 7, we got Yves Messi with the Nike Zoom Kobe 5 Protro. I will admit, this colorway isn't perfect. Nike definitely took a chance with these, but even so, I still love this colorway. I don't know what it is about X-ray themed sneakers, but I love that look. One of my favorite sneakers in recent memory were those X-ray Puma Clyde courts, but now I'm getting a similar X-ray theme on one of my favorite sneakers of all time, the Kobe 5s. Personally, I would have used a black and white color scheme, but this blue color scheme that Nike decided to go with is just fine. And again, the star of the show here is that X-ray theme, which for me never disappoints. Plus, I mean, come on, you know it's not an NBA Kicks episode without a pair of Kobe's on it. Next up at number 6 is LaMelo Ball with the Puma MB03s. Yes, Puma did already officially launch LaMelo's 4th signature silhouette. However, it seems that Melo is still comfortable in the MB03s because he's still rocking last season's sneaker on the court. This particular colorway was made in collaboration with Comme Delane of Kid Super, which is a streetwear fashion brand, and uses a bubblegum pink color scheme alongside some custom graphics inspired by the stylings of Kid Super. I know this is gonna kind of sound funny, but this is one of the more low-key colorways of really any LaMelo Ball sneaker, because usually they always feature an array of colors with multiple different patterns and graphics. They usually end up just clashing with each other. I mean, I get it. That's totally the style that Puma's going for, and they usually lean into it most of the time, which I respect even more. However, I do feel like these are a nice change of pace with a more traditional approach, while at the same time, not being too boring or stale. Next up at number 5 is Anthony Davis with the Nike LeBron 22. All right, this is where things start to really heat up. During his game against the Pelicans, Anthony Davis laced up this absolutely beautiful colorway of the LeBron 22s, which remind me of the days where player-exclusive colorways were actually integrated with their team colors. Look, don't get me wrong, I love the fact that the boys can wear whatever they want now and their shoes don't have to be tied to their team colors. But I will stand on business and say that there is no cleaner look than matching your kicks with your uniform, and that's exactly what Anthony Davis did here. But even with that pushed to the side, they're beautiful. The black and yellow, which is one of my favorite color combos of all time, and then a splash of metallic purple on the branding is more than just a cherry on top. It's like when you get extra protein at Chipotle without even asking. Coming in at number 4 is Anthony Edwards with the Adidas AE1 Low. I really wanted to put this shoe at the number 1 spot. That's how much I like these. But if you're a fan of the show, you know we got rules here on NBA Kicks. And I'm a man of principle, so I gotta stick to those rules. But believe me when I tell you that this shoe is damn near perfect. Ever since I first laid my eyes on the AE1s, I thought those would look dope in either metallic silver or metallic gold. And almost an entire year later, we got what we wanted. Not much needs to be said, just look at these guys. It's a metallic gold AE1, which was already the best sneaker of last season. And before Adidas unveils the AE2s, they are still pumping out incredible new colorways, which has to be applauded. My only complaint is, Adidas, why aren't these available for purchase? Stop teasing us and just take our money instead. Next up at number 3 is Jrue Holiday with the Nike GT Cut 3. So the house rules here on NBA Kicks is that if you debut a brand new signature sneaker, you automatically get the number 1 spot. And if it weren't for that rule, these GT Cut 3s that Jrue Holiday wore on ring night would have taken the number 1 spot. Everybody knows that gold makes everything better, and there is no exception here with Jrue's player exclusive colorway, which pairs metallic gold with Celtic green to complete the championship theme, and also just feels ultra Celtics-y with the whole Emerald Isle Irish connection. I would have never guessed that Jrue Holiday of all people was going to come out of ring night with the best kicks, but both he and Nike understood the assignment, as he officially has the best non-signature sneaker debut of the season so far. Coming in as our runner-up is Ja Morant with the Nike Ja 2. So here we have our first signature sneaker debut of the season, and Nike has given us a lot of flavors to choose from. Ranging from the clean but basic colorways such as these Arizona-inspired joints to the loud and colorful Grinch-like inspired ones that Ja rocked against the Nets, Nike has been keeping Ja laced up in a variety of new colorways, but I'm officially giving the spot to the induction pair, which is inspired by his time at Murray State. This colorway has that iconic grizzly claw graphic on the upper, which not only fits in with his team's identity, but also is kind of perfect for Ja's personality and play style. Just based on the sheer amount of new colorways that both Nike and Ja have already debuted, I'm expecting big things from the silhouette this season, especially when you consider the fact that last season was kind of a down year for Ja. Finally, at number 1, we have DeAaron Fox with the Curry brand Fox 1. This is one of the more surprising signature sneaker launches that I've ever seen. And while I haven't totally been on board with everything that Under Armour and Curry brand have been doing, I do have to give credit where credit is due. They have lately low-key been killing it. The first thing that they did was that they actually lowered the price of Steph Curry's latest signature sneaker. And this came out after I made the video lambasting them about their price point. I'm not going to take credit for that whatsoever. I am going to say though, I'm extremely happy that a Steph Curry signature sneaker is now $140, which I think is a more appropriate price for a Steph Curry shoe from a brand like Under Armour and Curry brand. The second thing that they did was they announced DeAaron Fox as the first non-Steph Curry signature athlete for Curry brand, which isn't the biggest name, I know, but when you take a look at what they did with his first signature silhouette, it's really creative. On the surface, the Fox 1 looks fine. It actually looks like a Steph Curry signature shoe. It's low cut, it's got flow text, and uses pretty basic materials, but when you take a look at the integrated strap, you'll notice that it's inspired by a fox's tail. Now, you might find this a little youthful, childish, or corny for lack of a better term, but I actually think that this is a really cool way to integrate a player's identity into their signature silhouette. And if I were to give a moderate NBA fan 5 guesses what player this shoe was made for just based on that strap alone, I actually think that NBA fan would get it in those 5 guesses. And to me, that is a huge W in terms of marketing and branding. The Curry brand Fox 1 is going to launch on December 6th in this Happy Fox Day colorway for $120, which I think is a good price point for what you're getting here, which is flow tech that we all know is proven. It's great on the court, and we know the traction is going to be A1 as well. So hopefully the fit and support system is locked down, because if it is, $120 for the Fox 1 might just be one of the best bargains of the season. Bravo, Curry brand. You're taking a step in the right direction. I really think this is going to provide some good value. How much value exactly, I'm not too sure. I can't wait to find out. But for now, all I could do is give you your flowers and officially crown you as the best sneaker during the first month of the 2024-25 NBA season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, which if you did, make sure you hit like. That helps me out a ton. And subscribe to the channel for more sneaker related content just like this. My name's Jaren. It's been great having you. It's good to be back. Catch you guys in next week's episode. Peace.